very important to have a team that's solid, that gets to the goal, that pushes you to the next level, that does big things with you, and they want to do big things with you.
And that's
so how do you get your team to want to do big things with you?
You know,
What's up, everybody? David Kurz here with another episode of the Real Talk podcast and show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As always, today I'm here with a very special friend of mine and special guest, Josh Soto. What's up, brother?
how are you, Dave?
Part of the Soto Legacy team. I'm loving that name, by the way.
Thank you, man.
That's a complete rebrand for you.
Yes, it was. Actually, it took quite a while for it to come up. You and I, we shared that same.
We talked a lot about.
We spoke about that a couple weeks ago. When I was,
yes.
And you know, it's funny, Dave, that when you least suspect it, you know, it's just that one word that comes to your mind, man. And I remember waking up that day, like I shared with you on Sunday morning, and I said, you know, there's got to be something that's going to resemble. It's going to be resembling Rebecca and I together, you know,
right,
as a team. And not only that, our team. And man, I just thought about unity. I thought about where we at with our careers right now, and our children and our grandson. What are we going to be able to leave them to remember grandma and grandpa? You know, a legacy. So that name just hit me. I tell you, I went on my computer, I looked up the definition, and it was the perfect name.
Which that's a trip right now. Are you a grandfather?
Yeah, I'm a grandfather.
Man, that's nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, this dude's a grandfather.
Yes.
A grandfather. Like, I look at him, and he is, I mean, dude, you don't look like a grandfather.
Thank you.
I'll give you that.
You know,
I'm going to stop flirting with you now, all right? So, Josh was a spectator last year of the Real Talk Conference, which, by the way, we're hosting once again this year, October 9th, 10th, and 11th. On the 9th, it's for independent broker-only conference and mastermind. On the 10th and 11th, we're open for the general public. We've got great names coming in like Marshall Silver, Terrell Owens, Grant Wise, Veronica Figueroa. The list goes on and on and on and on. We have 2 days of massive information that, honest to God, if you don't walk away with a couple $1 million worth of information, then I didn't do my job. You were a spectator last year. How'd you like it, bro? Tell everybody, like, you know, what to expect.
First of all, he forgot one person. You have Dave Kurz also. Real Talk. So that's important. You know, to be honest with you, the materials, the messages, the stories, and just when you hear all these top brokers and all these individuals and the systems that they provide in order for you to get to the next level. And I mean, the materials, when you talk about Lori Reeder, you have Veronica Figueroa,
insane.
You have the Ullman brothers, which, you know, you sit there and you think about these guys, you see them on TV, but you don't understand. There's always there's always a story before they got where they're at right now.
And believe it or not, it's not only that, it's the perception that people have of them.
Absolutely.
I had a conversation with him recently, and we're going to be doing a special webinar in the next couple weeks.
Good.
And Josh told me, he says, you know, people see a season, right?
Yes.
So they see 10 homes
Yep.
that he sells in the year out of the 150 that he actually sells, right?
Yep.
So he's like, you might see like the 10 with the drama and somebody throws a cup and all that silliness. It's a lot of fun. He's like, but you don't see the other 140 deals that I do.
Absolutely.
That come with the stress, the strive, the hustle, the grind, the day, the night, the evening, the this, the that.
They really
you know?
don't. And you know, I by the way, Dave Kurz is one of my coaches. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
He was my business coach. And I'll tell you, if anyone is ever interested in growing their business and are looking for someone to really hold you accountable, this is your man.
I appreciate
that. And I'm not selling that.
So
I'm
much,
being
bro.
honest with you.
I appreciate
that.
These
last
so
2 years, I'm sure you've seen what my wife and I
I've seen your growth, man.
And it was just that push and that encouragement and that belief in us that we didn't believe in ourselves.
Right.
And getting back to the conference, you know, exactly when we come back to the Altman brothers, you know, you sit there and you listen to their story and you're like, sometimes we're so shy and actually to speak about our own stories. And I remember someone telling me, he's like, you know what, it's all good, but tell me the truth. The truth about you and Rebecca.
What's up? What's the grind?
Because I want to know exactly what you've done, where you're going, what are you doing, and how did you get there, and what's next. And I tell them, you know what, it all starts with holding yourself accountable, You get yourself up. You follow what you're supposed to be doing. You look at that. You make your calls. You make sure your teams are right. You teach. You educate, and you follow through.
Right.
It's the truth. You
Right.
told me this when you sat in your office an hour.
Right.
You said, you know what, Josh, you can sit there and you can tell me until you turn blue that you do all this, but are you really doing it?
Right. And that's what it boils down to. And here's a special part of this, like, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, the truth is that you can come to the conference, you can get 2 days of it, you can internalize everything that they say, you can walk away with it, but really what matters is what you do with it,
Absolutely.
right? And that's the real, it's funny, the other day I used the word mind blown, right? I had a interview with Tristan.
Yes.
Right? Tristan and Nick from Lab Coat Agents.
From Lab Coat.
And I said, you guys, I'm mind blown. And Tristan starts laughing. He goes, I've never heard somebody say mind blown, right? But I think what I look for when I go to a conference, what makes it a good conference for me is if I'm able to walk away with some really solid nuggets of information.
Absolutely.
But more importantly, if I could break one glass ceiling, right? And I've been to so many conferences, not many of them are great. And then there are a lot of them that are fantastic,
Absolutely.
that break through amazing situations. I'm going to be at Inman next week. I'm on stage with Veronica.
Yes, by the way,
way,
congratulations on being on stage. Listen, man, when I heard that, kudos, man.
so
You know, you're well deserved.
I'm so pumped.
To being voted as most innovative office after 2 years in business with Kurz Real Estate.
Hey,
1
listen,
year.
we weren't even a year old
We're
yet.
not even a year old, and this gentleman is going against 10,000.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that
was
speaks
nuts.
volume. And I tell you, going back to real talk, one of the most impressive things that really I resonated from was the fact that not only that you put that together in 60 days, man.
Oh, I did.
60
I
days.
did.
By the way,
At
ladies
least
and
this
gentlemen,
time. At least this time I had
hear
a
me
year to
out.
put it together.
60 days. This time he learned from that. But not to put an event that well organized in 60 days and bring the individuals, the heavy hitters in our market, the content, the materials. I mean, when you brought James Wong, Grant Wise, going back to Lori Reeder,
So
Veronica
solid,
Figueroa,
man.
Dave Kurz,
And Lori Reeder got on stage with Matt Weiner.
and that's another
And
thing.
the two of them, it was really great that Lori and Matt got on the stage together.
Yes.
Because we could hear from Lori all day long because she's a team leader, right?
Exactly.
And most people in the room won't internalize it. But when Matt speaks, he's a team member, right?
Exactly.
Making $300,000 a year, give or take,
and
right?
50-50 split.
On a 50-50 split. It makes you think to yourself, wow, I can internalize this because I relate to him.
Exactly.
Right? And so I know for a fact that was a glass ceiling that broke for a lot of people that did not even think it was possible to make that amount of money working on a team for someone else.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because I reminded Lori yesterday when I sat with her a little bit about that same presentation she did. I said, Lori, if there was something about that conference that I mean, everything was great, but that moment when you brought your agent up on that stage and it was all about Matt,
Right.
It wasn't about Lori Reeder.
Lori's very, very good about that.
He was able to really speak about where he at, how it started, how long did it take, and where's he at right now.
How much he appreciated
How much
being
he
a member of that
appreciated.
team.
Exactly.
That's huge.
I mean, this is a young man that can go on his own and make probably the same amount of money, but he said, no, I want to be part of this.
Right.
Because he knows that at the end of the
There's
day,
a culture
what
there,
he has
and Lori
right
has
now.
his back
Yes.
all the time.
You know, and that's what it comes down to, Dave. You know, I see it over and over again in our market. You know, this turnaround about, this person in this program. I'm like, you know what? I truly believe that right now, our market is going through such a transition that it's about, we have to stay in present with our agents.
Of course.
But at the same token, our agents have to really understand what your goal is and what your goal is to teach them.
Of course.
And I see it.
If you're going to develop a team, they better know your goals.
There you go.
If they don't know your goals, they can't ride with you.
You better have your core values. You better have everything on point.
It's funny because, Jen and I, we ride Harleys, right?
Absolutely.
And I look at it like this: like we plan a group ride, but we tell nobody where we're going, and we hit the highway.
Exactly.
Right? And everybody's like, all right, bro, like I'm gonna follow you, but I don't really know where to go. And a car gets in the middle, and now a whole chain is broken,
Yep.
and they don't know where to go. You took off, you didn't tell anybody where you're going.
Right.
Right? Why does every motorcycle ride that's a long distance ride have a direction, have a location, have a pit stop? Why? Because everybody needs to know the mission
Absolutely.
in order to get to the goal, right?
Exactly.
And so it's very important to have a team that's solid, that gets to the goal, that pushes you to the next level,
Absolutely.
that does big things with you, and they want to do big things with you.
And that's
so
what
how do you get your team to want to do big things with you?
You know, the way I got my team to do big things with me is they seen us as leaders, and it all starts with us. I'll be honest.
Why? What makes you a leader? Why does somebody look up to you and say, Josh, Rebecca, man, you guys, man, lead me.
You know, when you're able to
And
actually,
I know this is a difficult
question
to
Yeah.
answer because most leaders don't think what makes them a leader.
You know-
I wanna dig into you. I wanna dig into it.
I'm going to
Because
tell you
not
how.
everybody's
I'm
capable.
glad you
by
brought
the
that
way.
up because
Not everybody's capable.
Exactly. Not everyone is capable. But one thing that I learned, and I tell you this just resonated in me 2 weeks ago. We're doing a John Maxwell series through NARB. We're doing this 100. We're developing 100 Maxwell leadership leaders by the time our national conference comes up in September.
Wow, it's awesome.
Yeah. So
You need one more?
Yeah, man. We'll put you on. And one of the things that I've learned that I tell you this, and it resonated on me, and it's chapter 15 on our leadership goal book. By the way, recommend that. Excellent book for anyone in leadership. He said it wasn't until that one time when one of his employees actually confronted him and told him, Mr. Maxwell, I truly believe that you need to sit down and listen.
Wow, that was huge.
John Maxwell, ladies and gentlemen, you know who John Maxwell is. One of your own employees, assistant, tells you, I don't think you're hearing us.
And we want you to.
Exactly.
And we want you to because by the way, we have good ideas.
Absolutely.
I read another book. I can't pinpoint which one it was, but they said the most excellent leaders hire the right people and move out of the way.
And there you go. I was going into that. I'm glad
Right.
you said that because that was my next thing I was going to bring up. And you asked me that question, how do I bring my agents to it? How do I attract my agents? Because my goal is to build them to become a better leader than what I am.
Right.
That's what people don't really understand what a sign of a true leader is, Dave. It's not a me thing. It's a we thing. It's who you're able to develop. Who you're able to develop to become better than who you are.
Right.
Because our story.
Look, I'm gonna point the camera that way. Can you do it? Can you turn it? Point the camera that way. I want you to see her working. I'm pointing the camera at my wife right now, who I feel like I've played a major part in helping her grow.
Absolutely.
Look at her right now, hustling and grinding.
Absolutely.
Right now.
But
we're at an event, thanks to NAREP, right?
Yeah.
We're in Entre Familia NAREP in Hollywood Beach, Florida. It is 45 minutes till 9 p.m. My wife is on the phone making it happen. And listen, I don't know who she's on the phone with for real, but I know her face.
Absolutely.
So I know when she's got the work face on.
Absolutely.
I know when she's got the family face on.
Mm-hmm.
I know when she's talking to the kids.
Absolutely.
That's work.
Well, you just see my wife. She just left. She was there.
Right.
You know,
That's
snapping.
work.
She just
And
went live
so
with her.
That's huge, man. And
You
I look up to her.
Exactly.
I look up to her because she works hard, she gets it done, and I listen to the ideas that she has.
And you know what? And Dave, I'm glad you brought that up because I say the same thing to my wife. I told her, you know, it's hard for you to sometimes accept this, but I truly believe you're a better leader than I am. And it's my goal to continue making you grow to where you belong. And I tell you, to this day, she's hearing it from other individuals saying, you know what?
You're rocking, bro.
You're a rock star.
You're a rock star.
And to her, and it makes me feel good in the sense that it wasn't that I told her, it was because she needed to believe in herself.
Right.
And that's a sign of a leader. And you know, you sit down, and I hate to say it, man. It's a sad reality is that people can't take a step back, man.
Yeah.
People struggle with taking a step back.
I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people ask me, how have you been able to grow so quickly, right? And do so many things at the same time, right? I'm partnered with New World Title.
Absolutely.
Rudy, and we went on a cruise last week, and Rudy looks at me, he goes, bro, you do too much stuff at the same time. And I said to him, I don't know how to live otherwise. I really don't. I don't know how to act if I don't have 5, 6 projects on my
And you
plate.
know what?
But you know why I'm capable of doing it? Because I have the best people around me.
There you go.
Right?
You just said it.
Like, and just in this room alone, I've got you. I've got a confidant. I can talk to you. I've got my wife, who is a business partner to me, and a friend, and a wife, and a family member, and a mother, and everything else.
Absolutely.
I have my brother-in-law behind the camera, by the way.
There you go.
Right? He's more of a behind the camera guy. So I would ask him to turn the camera to him, but he's not going to do it. Right? But I have him who I work with very well.
Absolutely.
I have my sales manager. I have my business partners. I have my top agents.
Yeah.
I have the agents that are vested in our company.
Absolutely.
And I just move the hell out of the way and let them do what they do. And they
You know,
do it
I just
so
finished sharing
well.
that. I'm glad you brought that up because I just finished sharing that with Jen. Everyone tells me, you know, you guys are always on the road and all that. I'm like, you know what, Jen? It's okay to take a step aside
Hell
because
yeah.
you have to trust in the development
Right.
of those individuals
Right.
as you're dedicating your time and believe in you. Because how are you going to be able to show that they're growing, Dave, if they don't see that you're holding them back? Feed them. Here you go.
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
If you could take a lesson from this, ladies and gentlemen, whatever lesson you take is, number one, if you intend to grow, hire right. Number two, surround yourself with the best of the best of the best that you possibly can. Number three, step out of the way sometimes and allow your team to grow, allow your team to speak, and listen to what they're doing, listen to what they're saying. And if you feel the need to correct them, help them, fix them, whatever it is,
Yep.
let them finish, and then pull them aside privately and talk to them and say, hey,
Absolutely.
here's what you could have done
Right.
better.
You know,
right?
I had it, and I'm glad you brought that up because that's exactly where I'm going with it. Because you got to let them make mistakes. Because how are they coachable if we're not allowing them to be coached?
Right.
And what I mean by that, guys, is if they make a mistake, you address them. Say,
Right.
hey, you know what? I like what you did.
And here's the crazy part. If they make a mistake and you don't address it and they continue to fail, it's your fault. It's your fault.
Because you're failing them.
Yeah.
You know,
It's your fault.
and that's
You're failing
exactly
them every single day.
And this
Your
is
fault.
and trust me, you know, if you would have asked me this question 5 years ago, Dave,
Different answer.
I wouldn't even been able to answer it. I'll
It's a
be honest
different
with you,
answer.
you know.
It's a different answer.
And I'm speaking right now to every individual that feels that there's no opportunities out there. There really are, Dave. It's about taking that leap of faith and stepping into those roles.
Oh yeah.
And I tell you, you know, everyone tells me, wow, you know, you guys are at this level. I'm like, listen, you know what? I thank you for that. But all this was possible because someone believed in me that I didn't even believe in myself.
Right. Right.
And it was that one person, that second person, that third person that continued adding on to that one person that believed in me. And it just kept, it was a domino effect, man.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I'm very blessed, man. I can't tell you. I'm at a point in my career right now and my own personal beliefs that I
And
can't
you
be any happier.
And you just made some moves that are going to make you more money than you've ever made in your
And
life. And God bless
absolutely.
you, bro, for that.
Thank you for that.
Wait, thank you
know,
very much for doing this with me always. I know you
Absolutely.
always do this with me when I ask you to.
Thank you,
So
man.
from my heart, I appreciate that. Everyone out there, I hope that you pulled massive amounts of value from this. This is a sought after leader in not only Orlando, Florida, but also in the NAREP community, which is the National Association of Real Estate Professionals, Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. Listen, you're a NAREP coach,
Yes.
right? Nationally,
Yes.
on the national board.
Yes.
So, and those are really big things because, ladies and gentlemen, that shit's voluntary, right? He volunteers for this, and that, I think, you know, someone who's able to get to such a high position in a volunteer spot because their whole intention is to help other people. That's huge. So, first of all, if you need anybody in the Orlando area, this is your guy right
Thank
here.
you.
Number two, I hope you walked away with massive leadership value here. Number three, if you need a coach, this guy's the guy. Call him up. And number four, fuck it, join NAREP because events
Absolutely.
like this happen all the time, right?
And number 5, you need to attend Real Talk. I'm already signed up. You know
Right.
that. I'm all in.
All in.
This gentleman right here, I give him, you don't understand, he's a great friend, but he's a brother to me. And when he called me and he spoke about that, and he asked my wife to do a live interview and speak about what they thought about it, I'm all in.
Awesome, man.
Congratulations on that. I'm looking forward to your October event.
It's going to be so great, guys. Terrell Owens, Marshall Silver, Veronica Grant, Riley Smith, I mean, I can't even think of all the names right now, but ladies and gentlemen, you have to be there October 10th and 11th. RealTalkCon.com. The link is probably below or up top or wherever you're watching this at. The link is there. Click the link, buy tickets right now. And if you're watching this post Real Talk Con 2, don't worry, the link's gonna lead you to Real Talk Con 3 because we will not stop. We'll see you guys later. Thank you everybody for tuning in. As always, we try to bring you the best amount of value possible. If you're listening to this on our podcast, which is located in iTunes, Spotify, and what's the other one? SoundCloud. Make sure that you're tuning in and listening to our podcast. Go to realtalkcon.com. Buy your tickets today. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.